in terms of employees, we've seen salary cuts, layoffs, and so many things. And there's a demand for labor, especially in the sectors of health. And that is what Dr. will talk to us. Some of us, if we have more than 50 employees, we have to start thinking about that health issue. If we have customers that are interacting with our employees, we'll have to start thinking about that. So our new way of thinking has to consider the health aspects. So I want you to pay attention to fast-changing sectors and to be able to be agile enough to change your business model, to be able to move along with it. Investment in technology for your company, I'm telling you now, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that's why I've brought Joel today to talk to us about technology. Digitalization will be something key for survival. Let us never be caught in this kind of thing. Now, I want us to look at some of the industry impact analysis, because I really want to talk about the tough conversation that people don't want to have, which is, as I said in the beginning, for some of us, the way will be to abandon certain services and products. It is a way in terms of looking, going forward, but also to pivot into new ones coming within your industry. So I want you to think about some of these industries that have had a huge impact in terms of COVID-19. So ask yourself right now, if you have a pen and paper, please ask yourself, and don't look at these industries, just think about yourself and your business. Does my business require large gatherings? Are they essential? For me, in my business as a trainer, large gatherings were essential. I was training for the BIASHARA club, so definitely large gatherings were very, very essential. So what can I do to still have the large gatherings, but to be able to look after the second thing, which is close human interaction? Is it essential? So again, ask yourself, because this shows the impact COVID has had on your business. The next one is hygiene and perception, therefore, is critical in your business. Or is your business dependent on the travel industry? Travel and leisure, because if those are closed, then it's having an impact on your business. If you have those risks of just waiting for people from abroad or wherever, or travelers, then definitely it has had an impact. Or you're looking at, then you can look at your impact analysis and say, I'm in a very high risk area. But now let us look at maybe pharmaceuticals. And we saw pharmacies were open. Large gatherings are essential, not really. For me to buy my medicine, I don't need a large gathering. I don't need close human interaction. And hygiene is important. Yes, it is. Is it dependent on travel? Not really. I actually depend on local people for my pharmacy or something like that. Is the service or product able to be postponed? Yeah, or expendable? Now, if that is high, again, you have high risks. If that is low, that people can postpone or whatever, I mean, when you are sick, you're sick. Are you going to postpone buying your medication? So the impact becomes low. So that is the kind of analysis I want you to start looking at your industry characteristics and then make some decisions on how you go forward. We all know that takeout and home delivery will become everything. And I think in terms of innovative approaches there, many of us will need to switch to deliver or to remote first. So how can we deliver our products much more to our customers? There is now a rise in solo dining booths. Solo dining booths or human-free interaction where you have robot waiters. So these are the things that we will have to start thinking when we are rethinking about our business. One thing we have to understand about the future is the generation clean. We know our guests' expectations for meticulous standards in cleaning, and even when you're marketing, you must market cleanliness. It is going to become a potential differentiator. So I want you to think innovatively when you're thinking about your marketing. Is your profile talking about how clean and thorough? Are your brochures talking about how clean and thorough? Are your values alongside that space? So the next generation is not millennial or Gen Z or all the generations we've been talking about. Rather, they are generation clean. For those of us who focus on only one market for our customers, that is something we have to sit down and start thinking, where do our customers originate from and how can I diversify? Transform your space. I mean, here we are seeing a space that has been transformed. The whole hotel was transformed actually into useful offices and everything. I've seen some people who've transformed their empty land actually for parking space that people can park when they are going to a certain place. And even as you prepare to rebound, please train your employees. Many of us are not thinking it's very key, but R&D and innovation is very, very key. So remember, innovations are seen when we are pushed off balance. I started with forwards ever, backwards never. This is our KCB. We've been saying it in the BIASHARA club. We must move on. So please remember that shock helps you grow. It makes you think again. It makes you look at the lessons. I always share with people, the day I became sick with a spine injury and I was out for 3 months is the day I knew my business has to go e-commerce. My business has to be bigger than just Sarah Richardson. So please, as you are off balance, don't fall down. You can come back and start finding the priorities among the priorities.
Now, when I was asked by Sarah to speak about 5 survival tips, I tried to look around and think around what should businesses be doing at this time. And in those thoughts, I came up with 5, which may give you some ideas of what it is that you need to look at. If we go back there, the first one that I put is reflect and resolve. Before you really get into anything, you have to reflect on the season. And I'm glad that Sarah has given a very good background of what is going on and trying to see what the new normal is. Secondly, is reinventing. As you reflect, you need to start reinventing yourself. And I'm glad that Sarah gave a very good example of that cosmetics company. Somebody said that lipstick is going out of fashion, because if you're going to go out with a face mask, who's gonna see your lipstick, or cosmetic? But you never know. There could be other things that you can do. And probably this may not last for long, but start seeing what pragmatically can you do, and being prudent on your cash flow. Start thinking about the next month, the next 2 months, the next 3 months. The third thing is looking at how you can redesign. And I think it builds on the second point where we are talking about reinventing. R&D. Sarah talked about R&D. If there's one thing that you could do in this time is actually consider investing in research and innovation in your industry, or if your industry is now going to be a dead industry, start reinventing yourself. What is it that you could start doing if you can't do whatever you are doing before COVID? Consider outsourcing what can be outsourced. Focus on what is core. Just keep what the core is, so long as the core is going to be relevant in the new dispensation. But whatever is not core, then see how it can be outsourced. The other thing is on resource managing. Cash is king. Talk to your banker. If you have a loan that you are now struggling to pay, ask for if you can get moratoriums on your principal payments, if you can get some waivers or interest rebates. What about covenants you have to keep? Perhaps you're in an industry and you have to keep certain covenants, but it's becoming harder to do so. Could there be waivers on those covenants? Lastly, reinforce the new norm. After you have known that this is what you're going to be about it, then plan to be resilient about it and reinforce whatever you have put in place. Communicate with your stakeholders, communicate with your staff about the direction. If it needs to be, then you need to upskill your people, let the people know, and I hope you'll be able to move to the new dispensation with success.
Technology is an enabler. It's actually supposed to do what you want it to do. So it's actually a tool. You need to take it just as such. It's a tool to help you do what you need to do. If your target is to increase profit, a technology item can help you do that. If your target is to manage employees, technology can help you do that, to do sale and to do whatever is needed. And at the same time, also it means most of the technology offerings come in modules. You can pick one module and pick the next one tomorrow or next year, depending on how your business is. It's also important to understand that the way technology moves is that it adapts to you. It's not your business to change to fit technology. It's technology to fit your business model, unless there is a genuine need for you to change your business or the nature of business, but technology will adapt to you.